Travels with Lizbeth, 3 Years of Life on the Road and the Streets is a modern memoir penned by Lars Eighner chronicling his stint of homelessness alongside his faithful companion, Lizbeth, during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Released in 1993, the book delves into Einer's daily trials in securing safe shelter, sustenance, and medical attention. Through his narrative, Einer shines a spotlight on the challenges of poverty, homelessness, and the shortcomings of social welfare systems. Travels with Lizbeth earned a nomination for a Lambda Literary Award in the category of Gay Men's Biography-Autobiography. Notably, one of its chapters, on dumpster diving, initially featured in the Threepenny Review, garnered widespread attention through multiple reprints and inclusion in various periodicals and anthologies. When Einer embarks on his memoir, he finds himself living under a shower curtain in a stand of bamboo in a public park. Unlike the stereotypical image of a homeless person or hobo, Einer had pursued higher education, although without completing a degree, and had spent a decade working at the State Lunatic Asylum in Austin, Texas. His resignation from this job, prompted by conflicts with the management, leaves him without a stable income. Einer supplements his meager earnings by writing erotic fiction for gay publications, yet this endeavor falls short of sustaining him financially. In his late 30s, Einer, along with his loyal dog, Lizbeth, finds himself thrust into homelessness. Despite his efforts to seek aid, Einer encounters obstacles at every turn. His resignation from the job renders him ineligible for unemployment benefits, and his lack of permanent housing disqualifies him from receiving food stamps, as he has no means of cooking without a kitchen. Einer's memoir poignantly portrays the harsh realities faced by those living on the margins of society, shedding light on the bureaucratic hurdles and societal prejudices that exacerbate their plight. Einer comes to the realization that welfare agencies are ill-equipped to assist individuals who maintain their sanity and sobriety. He laments his lack of addiction to drugs or alcohol and the absence of serious criminal activity, which, in his observation, seems to be prerequisites for receiving aid. Detecting a sense of disdain from welfare professionals towards the impoverished, Einer perceives their tendency to assign blame to the homeless themselves, absolving society of any responsibility. Hindered by the absence of identification and a fixed address, Einer faces obstacles in securing employment. He emphasizes that homelessness does not equate to addiction, mental illness, or laziness. Throughout his journey, Lizbeth remains Einer's unwavering companion, cherished for her affection and unwavering loyalty. Einer reciprocates this devotion, viewing her as a protective asset. Despite their dire circumstances, Einer upholds personal standards, refraining from theft, substance abuse, and maintaining his bond with Lizbeth. Their travels take them from Austin to Tucson to LA, with Einer aspiring to find employment either as a magazine writer or assisting people with AIDS. Along the way, they encounter both kindness and hostility, receiving assistance from compassionate individuals while enduring harassment and threats from others. In Austin, Einer and Lizbeth intermittently stay with Einer's friends Tim and Billy, though the majority of their time is spent on the streets. Nights are passed in parks, contending with fire ants and disruptive college students, followed by early departures to evade police attention. Einer recounts incidents of theft and resorting to public pools for bathing, alongside his experiences of intimacy with other gay men. The monotony of homelessness weighs heavily on Einer, who finds time losing its significance amidst the lack of a cohesive narrative. He discovers sustenance through dumpster diving, a practice he euphemistically refers to as scavenging or scrounging, mastering the art of discerning safe food sources and avoiding health risks like botulism. Einer uncovers a wealth of discarded items from Austin's affluent college students, including unopened canned goods which he generously donates to a food bank catering to AIDS patients at Sleazy Sue's, the city's oldest gay bar. Despite his charitable actions, Einer is careful not to glamorize dumpster diving, candidly admitting to the persistent risk of dysentery he faces. His encounters with authorities underscore his vulnerability as a homeless individual. Stricken with phlebitis, Einer finds himself hospitalized, entrusting Lizbeth to the care of his friend Billy. However, suspicions arise when his condition fails to improve, compounded by the doctor's refusal to disclose his medical records. Feeling deceived by the medical staff's intentions to involuntarily commit him to a psychiatric facility, Einer decides to leave against their advice. Further challenges arise when Lizbeth is falsely accused of aggression by a blind student, leading to her impoundment by the dog catcher. Despite promises of waived fees, Einer is left devastated and desperate to secure her release, knowing she faces a grim fate. In a stroke of fortune, the editor of a local paper provides the necessary funds for their reunion. Amidst the turmoil, Einer reaches his 40th birthday, finding solace in the support of his partner Clint. Together, they temporarily reside in the abandoned Sleazy Sue's, relying on Einer's writing and Clint's various jobs, including participation in a drug study, to sustain themselves. Eventually, they secure a modest apartment where they can live with Lizbeth, whom they both cherish. Hope flickers as Einer salvages a personal computer from a dumpster, aspiring to establish a steady income. Yet, despite these strides, Einer reflects on his journey with a sense of being adrift, likening himself to a swimmer struggling to keep his head above water, still distant from the safety of shore. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.